I'm Ashlyn and my husband is Zach, and we're traveling A to Z. This week, we have been on a Norwegian cruise line to Alaska. We've explored Juneau, Alaska, and Icy Strait. Join us as we go cruising through Glacier Bay National Park. Our third stop on our Norwegian Cruise Line cruise is to Glacier Bay National Park. This is a national park located in southeast Alaska, west of Juneau. Glacier Bay became a bionational UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. The National Park Service worked with the Native American organizations around this area and made it a national park in 1994. So we're in Glacier Bay National Park and we're heading towards a couple major glaciers in this park. The park is named after the abundance of glaciers, numbering over 1,045. During our visit, we are going to visit 3 glaciers: the Lamplugh Glacier, the Margerie Glacier, and the Johns Hopkins Glacier. While in Glacier Bay, you're allowed to go onto the bow for a better look of the views of the glaciers. The park and preserve cover 3,223,384 acres. If you're on a cruise ship, typically the day is around 9 to 10 hours in Glacier Bay, and you stop at major tidal water glaciers. It's really neat because the National Park Service rangers actually come from the area and jump on the boat, and they give special presentations about the park and narrate as we go along to different areas of Glacier Bay. Lamplugh Glacier is the first tidal glacier we stopped at today. The Lamplugh Glacier is an 8-mile glacier. It leads north to its 1961 terminus in Johns Hopkins Inlet. The park rangers also set up an information desk while on board the ship, along with some gifts that you could buy, such as books, postcards, and stamps. You could also get a stamp for your national park passport. So behind me is Johns Hopkins Glacier. And right now, our big boat is turning in a complete circle all the way around and turning around because this is a dead end. And then we're going to head to one more glacier. This glacier is special because usually it's covered by ice until September, and the seals have their babies here, and so boats aren't allowed in here. But starting September 1st, they are. And since it's the beginning of September, we're able to go experience this glacier. It's a beautiful glacier. Johns Hopkins Glacier is a 12-mile long glacier. It is one of the few advancing tidal water glaciers in Glacier Bay. You could only see the face of the glacier when you get to the end of Johns Hopkins Inlet. The main time of year to visit is from late May through early September. A lot of the area won't be accessible during the other times of year because of the ice. 80% of the visitors to Glacier Bay usually arrive on cruise ships. But if you don't and take another way to get there, there is a lot of other activities to do, such as hiking, camping, mountaineering, kayaking, rafting, fishing, and birdwatching. There's no roads to go directly to Glacier Bay, but if you're not taking a cruise ship, there are some ferries you could catch, and you can look on the National Park Service website to get information about that. You can now see how our cruise ship has turned 360 degrees around. We are now heading back out through Johns Hopkins Inlet. It is really common for it to rain in this area. We were really lucky to have really good weather for the last 2 glaciers. Unfortunately, it started to get a little foggy and rainy for the last one. Behind me is Margerie Glacier. It is our 3rd big glacier that we're seeing. Can't get too close because I guess it calves a lot and it can be dangerous. But it's about 10 stories higher than our boat, and our boat's 150 feet above water. That's a tall glacier. Margerie Glacier is a 21-mile long tidal water glacier. It was declared a national monument in 1925 and part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1986. Margerie Glacier is one of the most active and frequently visited glaciers in Glacier Bay. While most of the tidal water glaciers in the park have been receding over the last several decades, Margerie Glacier has become stable, neither growing nor receding. I really hope you enjoyed cruising with us through Glacier Bay National Park in Alaska. Join us next week as we go to Ketchikan. Please subscribe below to follow more of our adventures.